Hello, everybody. Does the IOC still do DMCAs if you just call your stream something with the word Olympics in it? We're here ranking the Summer Games at the event with the rings. But it's a little bit gauche. It's a little bit old hat to be like, I love watching field hockey, you know? So here's how I was thinking would be a fun lens to rank these. We got 5 tiers. I'm going to rank them by my own personal acumen. And also, I mean, my risk of being injured or killed while attempting these events. Because some of these events I could definitely complete. And some of them, I believe, if I tried to compete in them, I would suffer physical injury and perhaps never recover. So I don't know, is this all the sports? Whatever, it's enough. And we can kind of infer from the logo what it is. So I'm going to call this like the bottom tier. I'm going to say attempting will result in injury or death. And then I'm trying to think of what would be the good S tier, because I think I've got the rest like locked in, okay? This one is like, I could complete this event without being injured. I think B is, I could beat the average 12-year-old in this event. I could beat the average 35-year-old in this event. I think that's as good as we could do. Oh, no, you know what? I know what we do. Okay, so this, hang on. We got to move everything like up a tier. And then I think this one is, I could not complete the event. Because there's events that I personally think that I probably just, I could do it without being killed, but I would probably not be able to actually do the requisite amount. Like, for example, I don't think I could run a marathon right now. I might be able to finish it with just walking, but there's like I do not think, for example, that I don't know what this is, speed climbing. I don't think I could do this in. I don't think I could complete this event. If you can't complete an event, neither could an average 35-year-old. Yeah, I get it. You're an engineer. This is all for like entertainment. You don't have to worry about it too much, all that much, to be honest. Do some of the categories have like, is there a Venn diagram where there's a little bit of overlap between them? Yes, we're going to use something called dealer's choice, poetic license, in order to place it in the area that I feel most appropriate, whether for humor or alternatively for merit, I suppose. Okay, 3x3 basketball. I think this is a given. Could I complete the 3x3 basketball event? Yes. Could I beat the average 12-year-old? Maybe a few weeks ago, I might have said yes. But didn't Ludwig post a video where Slime went up against a 10-year-old in basketball and the 10-year-old sort of rinsed him? I didn't watch the video, but I think the implication was that he got rinsed by the 10-year-old.
This is beside
the point. Do you think that you could beat a child who was good at basketball?
Absolutely, yes. I'm a grown man.
The best 10-year-old in the country.
Dude, I would dust the best 10-year-old.
Steph Curry, when he was a 10-year-old, you beat him.
How tall is he?
He's like 5'3".
Dusted.
So me personally, that was a prodigy though. Still, I'm being honest with myself. I certainly at best a below average 35-year-old basketball player. And I feel like a 12-year-old has an advantage in basketball because they're in a gym class and they have like recess where they're playing it probably like 100 times more frequently than I am. So realistically, I think I probably lose to the average team of 12-year-olds in a 3x3 basketball event. But I don't know, because I've never played basketball where I have an advantage in defense. You know what I mean? Like I've never played basketball where I wasn't like one of the shortest dudes on the court. So I don't know if maybe like if it was a team of 35-year-olds against a team of 12-year-olds, maybe we just rinse them based on height. But then also there's a lot of like tall 12-year-olds out there now, man. So I felt like when I was in Korea is like I was taller than everybody that I saw that was like 40 plus, and I was shorter than everybody that was like 12 to 25. Like, I don't know if it's nutrition or like human growth hormone in the milk or whatever, but they're getting tall these days, man. I think I lose this, okay? Track and field, let's just call this like 100 to 400 meter dash. I'm just being real with you. We're talking the average. I beat the average 12-year-old and the average 35-year-old in track. I got the cardio. I got the VO2 max. I got the low resting heart rate. I got the optimal blood pressure. This one's not even, and the average 12-year-old might be the average 35-year-old in track, but you're right, I'm a Peloton merchant, okay? No way you beat a 12-year-old at running. It wouldn't even be close. A 12-year-old's legs are like, I don't even know how to describe it. They're completely smooth. There's no ripples or anything. I've got the legs of like Major Kusanagi when she rips the head off the spider tank at the end of Ghost in the Shell, okay? I'm not trying to flex. But the quads are quadding. The human growth hormone has been released from the pituitary gland, and I be hitting progressive overload 5-6 days a week on the bike. Okay, like this. Not to mention they're carrying around my like 170-pound body every day. Trust me, this one's not even close. I'm rinsing the average. By the way, have you been outside in North America? These are not 12-year-olds in like 1982. Where they were doing track and field like 10 hours a day, okay? They're on their iPads, they're playing Fortnite, they're being driven to like Math Academy 6 days a week, okay? I'm rinsing the average 12-year-old. Are there faster 12-year-olds than me? Without a doubt. The average 12-year-old, I don't even know if they could finish a 100-meter race, okay? Without walking. So I'm taking them. Don't even worry about that. Now let me tell you, boxing, at a minimum, I'm rinsing the average 12-year-old. I got a reach advantage, probably a weight advantage, probably a fitness advantage. Like this would be ugly. Do not drop me into a 6th grade boxing competition. I'm gonna come in the top half, okay? I'm making the cut to play in the whole weekend. Now, average 35-year-old, I don't know. To be honest with you. I don't know if I feel confident saying that I could beat the average 35-year-old. Listen, I have to put 35-year-old man because that's how they do it in the Olympics as well. I'm not comfortable going high. This is not, it says average 35-year-old. It doesn't say average Olympian. I probably could, but I don't feel confident putting myself in there just because you never know. I feel like people are like the average 35-year-old, drinks like 20 beers a week. I don't think that's true. I think you have a distorted average. But that being said, the average 35-year-old may have been in fights when they were like 16 years old and have some experience with hand-to-hand combat, whereas I don't, outside of like Rumbleverse. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to keep myself in the I could beat the average 12-year-old in this event, okay? Assume the average 35-year-old is like Dan. You guys need to leave your houses. First off, Dan's not 35. Secondly, he's like in the top 10% of fitness for like his age and my age. You need to go to like Target on a Saturday at 11 a.m. and then tell me that Dan is the average like 40-year-old. Then I want to be clear. That's why I put average here, okay? In North America. No offense, but if I could beat the average 35-year-old American in an event, I'm rinsing the average 35-year-old like Luxembourgian. In boxing, it's over for you. I'm sorry. It's good. Like, know your place, okay? You can insult Canada, you can insult the United States of America, but don't forget who's on top in men's basketball right now, okay? I would go sport for sport with the average Luxembourgian. Do they beat us in cycling? Yes. Do they beat us in taking 6 weeks off every summer to enjoy a vacation while having optimal work-life balance? Yeah, without a doubt. Ice hockey, welcome to hell. Do you even know how to skate? Do they even make skates there? That's what I thought. Yes, we make skates. Okay. Yeah, sure you do. Luxembourg is higher latitude than Vancouver. Okay, somebody better tell like the ice then. Maybe they should have the Winter Olympics there. I'm just going to be honest with you. I know this one you just kind of like trot around. This is dressage, right? It's like making the horse walk all goofy to demonstrate mankind's superiority over other species. And this is like the agility course, the Germa agility course. Both of these, I think I get thrown from the horse and injured, possibly kicked in the head and killed. Even though this one is not at speed, I think just being on the horse is going to know that like this guy doesn't have control over me and he's going to bump me off and maybe like teabag me. So I think like these are both, I'm cooked on both of these. Field hockey, I feel confident. This one's a bit weird, but like mechanically speaking, I feel like I definitely complete the event without being injured. But I feel like the average 12-year-old team might beat me because they're closer to the ground, which means that they don't have to bend over as much for the stick to hit the ball. And when you hit 35, like you start to really feel it when you're bending over for that long. So I sort of feel like if you're on the younger side, like you have a bit of an advantage here. Also, I do feel like I have to say, like 12-year-old, some people in chat are talking like a 12-year-old kid is like a 5-year-old. In any of these sports, I'm beating a 5-year-old. I'm beating like 100 5-year-olds at the same time. But like a 12-year-old, they've been on the earth long enough to like get some practice. They got a little bit of exercise in recess and gym class and stuff like this. But like, maybe the top should be like, could I beat the average like 22-year-old or something like that? Okay, maybe I couldn't beat 100 5-year-olds in skateboarding, but 15-year-old is like peak physicality? What are you to know? It's not, man. Like for okay, maybe in the normal populace, okay, like in the average populace of people who graduate high school, then go to college and then work like a white collar job, yeah, probably like 18, 19 is like your physical peak because they're forcing you to do sports and exercise in school for a while at least. But like there's a reason that, the best professional athletes in the world are like 20 to usually like 28 years old, I think. 15 is crazy. Like if you throw a 15-year-old LeBron James into the NBA, dude's putting up like 2 points a game, I think. So why wouldn't you beat the average 12-year-olds in hockey? Because they're closer to the ground, man. They're closer to the ground so they don't have to bend over as much. And they got less wear and tear on their joints. So the best hockey players are shorter? No, but they're professional hockey players, man. That's the difference. These are average motherfuckers. We haven't trained for this shit, man. I'm telling you, I think the kids will impress you in this one because they don't have to bend over as far to get their sticks on the ball. Hey, you can make your own list if you want, okay? Judo, attempting this will result in injury or death. Now, I feel like Olympian martial artists, they would realize very quickly that they outmatch me by a factor of 100. But on the first throw, before they knew my power level, whatever they did would probably cause me to have to withdraw from the competition, if not be paralyzed for life. So I'm going to just be realistic about that one. I think attempting this would result in injury or death. They could tell from your stance. Oh, really? Really? When I walked up and hit him with one of these? They'd probably be scared, dude. They'd be like, oh shit, I'm going up against DJ. That's boxing. You can use whatever stance you want, I think. Victorian fisticuffs. Now, what is this? Tai Chi? Karate? Karate is a non-contact sport, right? Isn't it just like breaking boards and LARPing about like beating up a bully in the alley behind your school? Is there really karate in the Olympics? I'm going to make some people very upset when I say this, but like, I thought karate was kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I thought it was kind of like cardio martial arts. Like you do it to stay in shape and like throw some strikes, but you don't actually make contact with your opponent. Because I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but I remember Kate telling me, she's like, I'm pretty strong. Like when I was a kid, I was in Taekwondo and I was like a yellow belt or something. I don't know what belt she was, And I was like, before I knew what Taekwondo was, I was like, whoa, that sounds like pretty serious. Like I thought it was like Krav Maga or something like that. Then you actually like see Taekwondo and it's like a bunch of 10-year-olds that are like posted up. And then the coach goes like, do something. And they go, ha! And you're like, you're not breaking that shit out if you end up getting into a brawl or something like that. That's a North American thing. This shit was in Korea, man. This is in South Korea, like the birthplace of Taekwondo. And then what is this? Because isn't this karate? This looks like Morpheus versus Neo, man. No, judo is the throwing, that you throw them with the belt. One of these is, there's demonstration karate, and then there's that's Taekwondo. This doesn't make any sense to me, man. First one is kata, which is non-contact. Okay, well, if the first one is kata, which is non-contact, I could complete this event without being injured. I don't think I could beat the average 12-year-old because that's like the prime demographic for karate, I think. Not to be rude. I think it's just like if you run a martial arts academy, probably like your average karate patron is like 9. So this seems like the further away you get from that, like the more in trouble I would be. Could I beat the average 35-year-old? I don't think so. Because like I never took karate, and maybe like the median 35-year-old took it for like a year or something like that. And then this is sparring. Basically anything with hand-to-hand combat, I would be killed, I think. Or not killed, but immobilized. Disarmed. Now, am I correct in the assumption? Probably not now that I look at it. Is this like triathlon? This is marathon swimming? It's in the... Okay, no, I recognize it as outside. What's the length? 10 kilometers? Now, this finally, cycling in the velodrome, it's not even a contest. This is peak for me. The average 35-year-old is getting cooked in this. The average 12-year-old is getting cooked in this. This is like basically level ground. There's no gravity working against me. This is road cycling. It doesn't matter. They're cooked. The bicycle moves. This is the velodrome. Oh, you're right. It doesn't matter. They're done. As long as I'm in control of the speed instead of Isaac Newton being in control of the speed, it's over. I know how to steer. I've ridden bikes, man. We fished out our real bicycles, and I took it on a trip like in the alley, and I fell off almost immediately. I think I'm not used to steering, and also like I'm not used to my legs having like that kind of power. Like I'm used to normie legs. You got nothing to worry. The average 35-year-old. I'm telling you that we're doing salami slicing here. This is a take that's going to give me a lot of -2s. I have no problem seeing cyclists on the road. Every time I see a cyclist on the road, I do think to myself, first, emotionally, I'm like, but I could be going 5 kilometers an hour faster. But then I think, but if these guys weren't on their bikes, they would probably be in cars. And then I would be like 250 meters back because there would be like way more traffic on the road. Like yesterday was the first day in the summer where it really rained all day. And when I went to pick up my daughter from daycare, it took me a lot longer to get to the daycare because instead of cycling, more people were driving. So I had like way more traffic to deal with. And I realized that even though the cyclists sometimes make you go a little bit slower than you want to go, that it pays for itself in the fact that they're not in cars, slowing everybody else down as well. That being said, I always try to like clock their speed by matching them to my speedometer. The average 35-year-old isn't even out there on the road. The 35-year-olds that are out there on the road, they are sending their best. And the best is not good enough, okay? Now, I understand that they're commuting to work. They're not trying to compete in like the Tour de France or something like that. But there's a lot of times out there when I'm like, you're not even pedaling. Like, you're coasting on a flat, man. You're coasting on a flat. Get a life, okay? Get an e-bike or something like that. There is I'm the average 35-year-old, I'm taking them to the mat, okay? It's over. You don't want to be drenched with sweat at work. It's done. I'm saying if they spent as much time on the trainer in the winter as they spent on Amazon looking up the goofy ass USPS helmet that they wear when they're doing like 17 kilometers an hour at 6:15 a.m. on Sunday morning, that would serve them a lot better, okay? You got your own custom brewed maltodextrin beverage in your beverage holder, doing 8 kilometers an hour on an open road. Come on, dude, I'm in zone 2. You're getting taken to the mat. It's over, okay? Now, are there better 35-year-old cyclists than me? Probably. They're in the Olympics right now. But the average, I would bet everything I have that we crush the average here. Pairs canoeing, pairs kayaking, I could not complete the event. That's a given. If anything, the team row I stand a better chance in because my maladroitness is diluted by the fact that there's more people. If there's only 2, then my opponent is going to kill me. Or not, my teammate is going to kill me, I mean. You just row on the beat? I don't think I could complete the event. I think I would be gassed. It's a different kind of cardio, man. The biking, like at this, I know you think like the cardio is transferable, and in some ways, I think it is. Like I think you can go like biking to running, and for the most part, you're like your heart and lungs are doing the same thing. But like as soon as you involve a considerable amount of like upper body musculature, I'm like, it's a different ball game, man. It's more anaerobic, I think. You push with your legs, though. Listen, my foundation for this is like I'm in a boxing class right now, and I thought that I was gonna I basically thought the coach was gonna be like, holy cow, who is this guy who's not even sweating during the boxing class because his cardio is so good? I was humbled very quickly, like 40 minutes into the 60-minute boxing lesson. I was like, holy shit, this is like a completely different ball game, man. Like the lungs and the heart were doing okay, but the arms and the shoulders and the lats were hurting like a son of a gun. So I think that it's naive. It's like the same way I hate when people are like, I'd probably win a boxing match because like I'm 6'2" and they're 6 feet. Like you don't know what you're doing with it, man. That's me in the boxing class. I was like, oh, I do a lot of cardio, so I'd probably be like the best boxer in the class. And then after like 50 minutes of boxing, he's like, do a push-up. And I'm like, literally, I can't. You know, I think you got to be honest about your physical abilities. Having not really rowed, I don't think I'm completing the distance of the rowing event, man. I'll be honest with you, rugby, I'm beating I don't know where I placed it. Where's rugby? Where did my rugby go? Copium? What do you, they should be scared. There's a reason 12-year-olds don't compete against 35-year-old men in rugby. This tier list doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. By that logic, judo should be up there? Nah, I don't think so. It's not as funny this way. In rugby, I'm beating the average 12-year-old. Now, am I beating the average 35-year-old? In this case, I think no, because I think the average 35-year-old man in North America has 30 pounds on me, and I think that makes a big difference. If I get loose, I'm probably getting the score, okay? And neither of us are kicking the ball through the fucking uprights. This goofy ass fucking like durian shape or whatever. But I'm rocking a team of 12-year-olds. That's not even close. Okay, surfing. I'm not completing the event. That's a given. I really don't. It's one of those things where I think I'm lucky that I'm not even close to good at it. I don't think I would die, man. Because I think I would paddle out on my stomach and then try to stand up and then fall down and then just like swim back to shore. If I was like a little good at surfing, the risk of death would be higher because I could actually get myself into trouble. But like, I think because I'm so ass at surfing, I couldn't really get myself out deep enough to not swim back to shore. I saw a pro almost die the other day. Yeah, because they're like hitting the waves, man. I don't think I'm even making it to the queue. As a result, how would I die? Like, I can swim. I don't know. I guess I should have mentioned that closer to the start of the segment. I wouldn't say I'm a great swimmer, but I can comfortably swim. So I don't think I'm really surfing. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't think I'm dying. It's in Tahiti this year? Where the fuck is Tahiti? Aren't the Olympics in France? They're doing the surfing in French Polynesia? Waves up to 7 meters. Again, I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to get hit because I'm not making it like, I'm not making it. Olympic surfing is the most dangerous sport? Yeah, if you're good at it. I know it sounds like counterintuitive, but I'm like, if you're ass at it, I think this is one of those sports that's like less dangerous if you're ass than if you're good. Because if you're good, you're getting on the wave, but if you're ass, you're not even making it to the lineup. So I don't see myself drowning, man. It's the same as climbing. If you're like decent at climbing, that's scary because you can get high up there. If you're pure shit at climbing, you know, you might break your tailbone or something like that, but you're probably not dying. I think, where did I put this? I think I could not complete the event. That's a given, but I don't think attempting it would result in injury or death. Diving is like, of these sports, maybe the most dangerous, I think, to be complete ass at. Is that it's got to hit like concrete if you land like parallel, right? Jumping jacks? This is taekwondo. This is karate again. This is this is kicking. I'm not trying to be a hater. I didn't realize taekwondo was like a real contact sport. I thought you just punch while looking at yourself in the mirror. And kick. You're thinking of Tai Chi? Tai Chi is like yoga, right? Tai Bo is like Zumba. And Danny DeVito is Torgo. Is that a Train lyric? She does Tai Bo, reminds me that there's a room to grow. Yeah, 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 yeah. Rugby should be under injury or death? What are you talking? If I'm playing against 12-year-olds, I'm killing them in rugby, man. Who's going to injure me? If I don't injure myself in rugby, the average 12-year-old is not injuring me. Then put judo there? No, I'd be hurt badly. People are going to think that this is like narcissistic, but I'm telling you, I'm beating the average 35-year-old in a triathlon. I could complete a triathlon really slowly. If I make it through the swim, which I think I can do, I'm beating the average 35-year-old in the triathlon. But you can't row? Yeah, they don't have that in the triathlon. You said you couldn't complete a marathon, though? Yeah, I can't complete a marathon. That's 26 miles of running, man. That's psychotic. You'd suck at the swim? Yes, so would the average 35-year-old man. I'm not even saying I'm more fit than the average 35-year-old man, because fitness has a lot of different criteria. The average 35-year-old man might be able to like heave more bags of cement than me. The average 35-year-old might be able to, I don't know, do the Stairmaster better than me or something like that. But in a fairly raw, cardio-specific event, I bet on myself over the average 35-year-old. Hold on, you got swimming in I could not complete, but then you also have swimming in I could complete, and you also have swimming in I could win with the triathlon. It's because this bitch is 10 kilometers, man. 10-kilometer run, 52 minutes. 10-kilometer swim, cumulative me in my entire life, I've probably swam 10 kilometers. Wrestling, I'd probably get choked out and die if I had to guess. I don't think there's... Do you beat a 12-year-old? I don't know. So I was 13 in this story, okay? But I went to a high school where it was a very cosmopolitan mix of individuals. It was in a rural area, so there were lots of farmers' kids. But also it was fed by a middle school, accelerated Poindexter nerd program, which is how I ended up being there. And I remember in 9th grade gym class, we were doing a wrestling unit, and I got paired up against a farmer's kid. And I just felt his grip on my wrist, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. I've been playing too many video games. This kid has been birthing calves or something for 8 years. And it's he was destroying me, man. It was a disaster. It was crazy. He had like veins popping out of his forearms like he'd been a baker for 30 years. Like it was, turns out when you actually like use your muscles, they get really strong. Yeah, we know. Sorry, Chad. I'm not talking about the gym. I'm talking about working overtime at the mud factory. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think this is accurate. Olympic sports that would lead to injury or death. Gymnastics, any form of biking involving doing a trick, hitting the water at 100 miles an hour, trying to interface with a horse, any form of wrestling or combat sport, skateboarding, obviously, and trampoline. That seems fair. Could I complete the event? No. I don't think that I could make my arrow hit a target. I think that I would capsize and DNF. I don't think I could get the anaerobic capacity to finish. I don't know what it is. I would have to be rescued by a boat. I don't think I have the anaerobic capacity. Rescued by a boat. Would fall on the squishy mat and probably get a bruise. Wouldn't even make it out to the wave. I would have to be rescued probably. I would get a stitch in my side and have to be rescued. Now, I could compete in basketball. I could survive synchronized swimming because water polo is like an hour, right? Synchronized swimming is like 3 or 4 minutes. I could tread water for that long. Baseball, field hockey, any sport that doesn't involve a long time in the water. Like if you're standing with normal shoes on dry land, I'm making it through the event. What about Paralympics? They would probably all be I could not complete. In good faith. From a seated position, I don't think I could shoot a basketball and get it in the basket. Maybe 3 times in 100 throws. Like without being able to generate that force from compression, I don't think so, man. As if you could do it standing. You put me on the free throw line and give me 20 free throws, I'm making 4. It's not good. I bet I'm hitting 4. Underhand? No, man. Skyhook. Okay, Kareem. I know you Googled skyhook. Anyway, I could beat the average 12-year-old in weightlifting, rugby. I don't know why this one's so controversial. You ever see that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where they're beating up the middle schoolers? Like, this is, admittedly, that's fiction, but that's how that shit would go down. It's over. Unless they were from New Zealand, in which case I resign. But 12-year-old, this was debatable, but in fencing, I thought it was, Chad basically told me you could beat a 12-year-old in fencing. Boxing, it would be ugly. Let's just put it that way. Beach volleyball, I believe. And regular volleyball, I believe. And then, sorry, the average man my age doesn't stand a chance in these 7 out of 100 Olympic sports. Flat land cycling, sprinting, racket sports that aren't table tennis, rhythmic gymnastics was a little bit controversial as well, and the triathlon. Average 35-year-old, okay?
20-bar rest.
Can't read really quickly, did you say?
20-bar rest, baby. 15 bars, we've only got 13 bars. This song is by Billy Joel. He grabbed the pussy in the 80s cause he was a big superstar. He had lots of albums that sold lots of copies and he didn't start the fire. I don't remember the words, but that's okay. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Winter, Winchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. He didn't start it either. I wish they wouldn't break up the words here. Rosenberg's H-Bomb, Sugar Ray, Parmesan, Brando, the King, and I, the catcher in the rye. Eisenhower vaccine, England's got a new queen. Marciano Liberace, Santayana, goodbye. We didn't start the fire. Yeah, it was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Joseph Stalin, Malenkov, Nasser Androkeviov, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc. Ray Cohn, Jumper on, Toscadini, Dayron, Dinbow, Fouls, rock around the clock. Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn's got a winning team. Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland, Bardo, Budapest, Alabama, Khrushchev, Princess Grace, Peyton Place, Trouble in the Suez. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Little Rock, Pasternak, Mickey Mantle, Kerouac, Sputnik, Chow and Lie Bridge on the River Kwai, Lebanon, Charles de Gaulle, California baseball, Starkweather, homicide, children of the Alamite. I don't know what. Buddy Holly, Ben Hur, Space Monkey, Mafia, Hula Hoops, Katsu, Etsu is a no-go. Ooh, Singham-Ree, Paola Kennedy, Chubby Checker Psycho, Belgians in the Congo. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Hemingway, Eichmann, Stranger in a Strange Land, Dylan, Berlin, Bay of Pigs invasion, Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania, Ole Miss, John Glenn, Liston Beats, Patterson, Pope Paul, Malcolm X, British politician sex, JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. Woo! No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Birth control, Ho Chi Minh, Richard Nixon back again. Moonshot, Woodstock, Watergate, punk rock, Virgin, Reagan line, and the airline. Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan. Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal, suicide, foreign debts, homeless vets, AIDS, crack, burning gets, hypodermic on the shore, China's under martial law, rock and roller, cola wars, I can't take it anymore. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the Tomo. He's been always meowing since he was meowing, and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Oh my God.
On and on. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. We didn't start the fire. Who did? It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Who started the fire? It's an ancient mystery that is foreign to me. We didn't start the fire.